Not just moves, but the plan you hard. Pawns to queens, yeah, the stakes are high. Think 10 steps ahead or watch time fly. It's chess, not checkers, every move's a test. Strategy and patience bring out your best. No quick flips, no easy wins. The game is deep, let the match begin. Kings and castles, they don't play fair. Nice sleep through problems like they don't care. The bishop cuts sharp through the mess you make. One wrong move and it's checkmate. So sit down, plan it, don't let it wreck ya. Welcome to the game, this ain't checkers, it's chess, not checkers. Sharpen your mind. Let's dive deep, one move at a time. Life ain't simple, it's a game on the board.
Great day, great day. I am
Not just moves, but the plan you hard.
first of all,
Pawns to queens, yeah,
that I do know how to be quiet. Because my joint was not muted at all. And I don't know what could have been heard in that moment. But I'm thankful. Great day.
Hey y'all, happy Wednesday.
We are Chestnut Checkers. I look like a midget in this show. Or a little person. I'm sorry.
Ooh, look.
I'm already starting off on the wrong foot.
Your
Let me go ahead and
posture.
sit up. Right.
Look.
Act like I got some sense.
Posture.
Get some sense into you. We are Chestnut Checkers, y'all. We are here 2 weeks away from the holiday season, or whatever they call the Christmas tree. I call it Coca-Cola Day.
Coca-Cola Day is appropriate.
I definitely call it Coca-Cola Day. And it doesn't diminish the idea of it being for fun and fellowship and family and all those other things. And I hope that this ain't the only day that y'all gonna give gifts. I hope not. I hope that, this will be at some point a start in your life to honor those that are around you and give them their flowers while they can smell them. We are Chestnut Checkers. I am your host and co-host, William Alexander Fisher. And I just sold my whole government. Gosh darn it. And we are out here. We're going to go ahead and keep that on there. I don't give a damn. You're going to see it on Facebook anyway. We have Kristen Raresense Wilson in the building, y'all.
Hey, happy Wednesday. Y'all, in my family, we do what's called Billy Days. Do y'all have Billy Days?
No, what's that?
Because I love you.
Really?
Yeah.
Y'all be like cute. Oh, Billy Day.
Yeah, we do Billy Days because holidays ain't necessarily doing nobody no good.
I need to find who Holly is.
Punch that bitch in the face when you find her, please. Thank you. That's all I ask.
You iniquitous bastard. We got to get into these current events. Can I name I want to say this. Congratulations and shouts out to the Breakfast Club. I forgot to bring this up. Breakfast Club, there was a couple other ones. I think it was Drink Champs or something.
Okay.
Netflix acquired them.
Oh, good job, y'all.
They through iHeart, and now they're going to be on Netflix, and they're going to get paid.
Well, congratulations. I don't like Charlamagne ass, but good for y'all.
I mean, I like the Breakfast Club. And for those that don't know, my young girl crush is in fact just hilarious. Don't judge me. I love me. Even flat booty Jess, I still like you too.
I swear to God, I can't stand you sometimes, sir.
It's one of them days.
Flat booty Jess is crazy.
Crazy
work.
Flat
Crazy
booty Jess. She has something. Listen, she was something about her. Like, you people, you young John. Get out of here.
A mess, I tell y'all. So yeah,
she likes
a lot of tragic news this week.
Who?
In the world, like just current events wise.
People are. What is going on with y'all?
I don't know, and it's sad. Okay, so prayers up to the families who are mourning and healing from Brown University.
Brown University, there it is.
Um they said there was 2 people who are no longer with us, 9 others are severely injured from some dude who just stalked through the school again. And so, at what point do we start caring more about what's happening in our education system than what's happening in the Ukraine or Israel or anywhere else?
I mean, damn the educational. So what's happening in your homes, y'all?
That part.
Like, wait, what conversation aren't you having at home?
That's a great question. It's a great question.
I'm guilty. I didn't come from a perfect home at all.
I'm gonna echo the TikTok sentiment and start saying, when do these white women start getting held accountable for raising school shooters the same way that black women are held accountable for raising thugs? Hey, mommy.
Hey, man, that's a real question.
Prayers
that's
up.
A serious question.
Because we talked about a couple of weeks ago those kids over in Tennessee. Every kid in every school in that county left out of school in the middle of the day to go sit at the government's main meeting, whatever they called it. What is it called?
Mm-hmm. I don't remember.
Well, they went and shut that shit down and told them people that they need to start doing more gun laws as opposed to all this other stuff restricting them from learning, et cetera, et cetera. So another shooting down in the world's Florida. So Sydney, Australia.
16, that's the one I had my eyes on.
16 people are no longer with us.
Work.
The reports differed because I'm not sure if the perpetrator is still alive or not.
No, they're still alive.
Okay, so in both situations, they're still alive. The Luigi Mingione trial just started. You heard about the craziness going on here with all the evidence and the body cams and whatnot.
Luigi gonna walk.
I hope so. He gonna croak after that, but he might walk. Yeah.
You say he gonna croak?
Yeah, they're not gonna let him run around free. They're not gonna let him run around free.
He gonna go off on his little island and be great.
Yeah, I hope so. Good for you, Luigi, if you do. In East Hollywood over the weekend, a car just decides to up and drive down the sidewalk while people are milling about and injured over 30 people.
That was some crazy work. Oh, and up in I think it happened twice. The Waymo,
the driver
motherfuckers is hiding in the trunks.
Yep.
People are hiding. What is happening?
Oh God! Because if the weight sensors are not triggered in the back seat, they have to cancel the ride. What's up, chaotic? So yeah, there's so many problematic things with those.
I'm so stuck with that. Like, I'm just sitting here getting a ride somewhere. I just threw my laundry in the trunk. I ain't even see a whole motherfucker just fetal position in the goddamn trunk. I just threw my laundry. And he's like, your laundry stink. Bitch, you in the back of my way.
Get the fuck out of my trunk.
Golly.
So, in other Hollywood news, you know who Rob Reiner is?
I do.
So for those of y'all who don't know the name off the top of your head, he played Michael, I think it was Stivic or All in the Family.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day, they called him Meathead for years. Behind that, he was in The Princess Bride. He was very iconic, always a real activist, somebody who really fought for the rights of people to be able to move freely in the land of the free. Has sadly been taken off of this plane, him and his wife Michelle, by their son Nick. So prayers to their daughter who found them in their home. Reports are saying basically the last time anybody saw them was at a party. Rob was arguing with his son. Next thing we know. So Now, because it goes without saying, I guess until he's walking through, we got to do a Diddy segment every fucking week because this shit.
Every darn week, we got to do a Diddy segment.
At this point, it's a 50 segment too, though. 50 done inserted himself like a tampon, and now I can't separate the two. It's 50 versus everybody at this point, right?
He is slinging dirt. Golly.
Left and right and left. Allegedly, the video on Instagram of Marlon Wayans getting duped the same way that there was a audio of Meek Mill back in the beginning of this whole thing. Jim Jones and Mano and them, they going up against them. So he basically say, yeah, I'm about to buy half your podcast and make you my tenants because I'm buying the building that your podcast space is in.
Petty Ruxpin.
He brought out the fact that Eminem smacked the shit out of Diddy back in the day for calling him white cake and asking did he want his black frosting on white cake. And
I don't care how threatening y'all made that dude in the documentary. He say some any person say some weird shit like that to me, we have to fight.
Look, Dre had to break them up. So if it wasn't
we have to fight. Like there's nothing around it.
That nigga. And so
you didn't lost your motherfucking mind talking about hey sweet cheeks. We gotta fight. We gotta fight right now. We have to fight. And so help me, if you grab me, don't you?
Oh, okay. So do you teach your son not to play fight with other boys?
Hell no. I've taught my son over the course of my years certain moves that when he does play fight, he lets them know like I'm about that shit. So you're not gonna play fight with me. So he don't get to play fight like long because he does a certain little, and they like, oh shit, like leave him alone. I made sure he could throw a straight jab.
Oh yeah, no, I appreciate that because you're supposed to. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I don't know. I realized recently that people actually let their sons play fight and their daughters play fight and don't ever give them the rainbow flag side of that equation.
So here's the thing. I don't ever let my kids, like, they don't do that weird shit. Like, again, like when they play fight, my kids is like play fighting, like they slap boxing. We got gloves upstairs. Like that's what we like to do. But that extra touching shit, they don't do that.
Wall up. So
neither one of my kids like being touched like that.
Right. So when we're talking about the extra touching and shit, can we talk about Ray J?
Ray J. Why or what were you on? We know what was you. So the who is there. What were you on? What were you thinking? What were you doing? And that allowed you to say what you said when you said it.
So can
Ray J allegedly confessed. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Finish. I'm sorry.
Ray J, when I went in public, it was what and confessed to getting his booty hole done to the point where every time he farts he shits. That's what he said. I didn't say it.
Ray J. I was trying to be like I was trying to have your back.
Golly, I was trying to have your back. No, pause. I can't even say shit. I can't even tell you to bring your ass here because
I was trying to support you, Ray J. I was trying to be a member of your community, and you turn around and okay. My question before though was: is it just me, or did nobody else notice that was the same almost exact story that Little Rod told in the documentary?
I don't know.
No,
But
we chopping up the documentary. Tell me what you thought, because I'm listening to that video with Ray J, and I'm just eerily deja vuing over some
I'm
shit that happened.
disgusted.
And I do feel like it's a very, very similar, if not the same story as what Little Rod said in the documentary, in the 50 documentary.
So here's what I do believe. I think that Diddy does have a fetish.
Mm-hmm.
Like he has I don't know about type really, but because he got he got a melanin rainbow under him, don't he? I mean, you got from Justin Bieber down to the blackest of black.
So
Male, female, don't matter. Like this dude just.
I
But at
went
the
to
end of the day, go ahead.
no, at the end of the day, go ahead.
No,
Because
I mean, I don't know what like Ray J. I'm just stuck on that. Like Ray J, what are you doing? Who has his phone? Monica? Monica. No, for real. Monica definitely take his phone and do not give it back this time. Like his next clothing line jacket should be a straight jacket.
that would be fire. That
Like,
would be absolutely fire. I need that jacket with the holes coming out the elbows for the bottom half of your arm is crazy.
he needs serious.
If you listening, I need that jacket, brother.
You better not include chestnut checkers. I need part of the monogram.
Yeah. CNC.
Yeah, that.
So okay. The lawyer from TMZ, what's the white dude's name from TMZ, who's looking very haggard recently? Like he looks bad. Have you noticed that? But the white lawyer with the hair, not the one with the
I'm
dress.
looking him up. Jason Beckerman.
No.
Harvey Levin?
Yeah, there you go. Harvey Levin's ass went on this quiet rampage about his homeboy getting screwed over by Diddy because of the fact that Diddy didn't tell him that he was taping all of those conversations when he was on the phone.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, you mad because that's your homeboy. Like, I feel you an ex-lawyer. Like, yeah, you got a personal interest in this story, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you get paid? Did the lawyer get paid? That's what I want to know, because that's what the documentary showed me is Diddy ain't paid nobody for real.
So the interesting part about that whole thing, and I actually kind of like feel where he's coming from a little bit. Mm-hmm. Interesting part about that is that like any sort of ability that he can appeal mm-hmm. is done. And that's why I was like, well, there's no way you can unsee this. And I believe that 50 played this joint like he played a really good game. Now, 50, you got a microscope on you because your baby mamas is starting to chirp. So God knows who else might chirp.
Crazy work.
Your son didn't already chirped.
Crazy work.
So what I am saying is that it's rather interesting how he put the lid on that jar.
Mm-hmm. He
said, let me air this once he's in jail. Let me air it to make sure that there's no way for possible appeal.
That part. Can we talk about the juror? Can we talk about the juror? The juror
that was hugged up on Diddy?
Yeah. Okay, so when do we see the prosecution file for juror tampering? Now that the pictures done came out with the juror smiling and laughing all on the fucking video in Diddy's documentary, because
I'm interested in that.
I hate it when you do that.
I'm so sorry.
Okay.
That's why I got my little microphones. Yo, y'all stay tuned. All you want to hear is a bunch of neck and back popping.
Gosh.
Man. Yo, Brian. That's my dude. Shouts out to Brian Tolbert. He was the police officer that came on and interviewed.
Mm-hmm.
One of that dude right there. That's my dude. He just recently had a loss of a loved one, and had we got full support, thoughts and prayers out to y'all. You and your family, Vita. Just know y'all on our hearts. everybody sends your love, your prayers, and your thoughts to the Tolbert family and to Vita's family. On the matriarch side, they lost the queen, and she was such a sweetheart.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
mean, took me in like I was one of her peoples, and I
Mm.
had just met the lady, and I'm an external friend, but she was a gem. She was a sweetheart. Raised a beautiful queen, married a king, and those two right there, they're my favorite people. So shouts out to them. With
Mm.
that said,
Of the, I think it was 70 plus cases against Diddy that are still pending.
Diddy.
One of them got dropped today.
Who?
So there was a case by a young lady named Ashley something or another against Diddy, Odell Beckham, and Drewski. Do you remember this one? Where
Vaguely.
they ganged up on her at a party back in 2019.
Yes.
So that case got dropped because I guess once the original lawyer dropped off, she couldn't find another lawyer who was willing to take the case. So he's one less case he's got to face coming out in the next year or so.
Mm.
I don't know. That's
Also, Dawn was a little bit heartbroken. Y'all know who Dawn is from Danity Kane. So Danity Kane decides to have a reunion tour.
Dawn and Kalina ain't on it.
They straight did not invite Dawn, and Dawn was like, "I still feel like a member." They was like, "But you not.
Mm-mm. You dirty money.
You dirty money."
You did he and his dirty money not help your sister Kalina get her kids back? Yeah, that bitch. No.
Yeah, you a wild one, Dawn. You a wild one. And I'm not gonna lie, people do some crazy stuff for for what they believe is the end goal. But oh boy. Moving on. Listen, y'all, we had an interesting conversation last week, and we touched base on some stuff, and I went back and rewatched it. Did you?
I did.
I went back and rewatched it, and I can say what I've learned about us is that we try to explain ourselves with our words when we're triggered to keep from snapping the hell out. We kind of over explain shit. So I'm going to simply, and also, matter of fact, I want your thoughts too. I'm going to simply kind of catch you guys up. We're dealing with God, of course, and we're dealing with the idea that man has given us about God that we call religion, belief systems, and all that other stuff, right? Even down to our language. And what we try to do is what I try to do, and I'm going to say this about me, is what I try to do is find a common ground with my peers and my brothers and my sisters. Understanding that some things are what they are. However, there's many ways to describe the one thing. Like I could say smooth instead of gray, knowing that gray kind of triggers somebody, right? Or may send somebody away. I can use something different. And what I have learned in dealing with even that conversation is that religion and church has kept us from having the conversations about who we really are. And as a result, we allow pastors, we allow so many entitled people to put a name and a cast and really cast aspersions on who we are, and then we end up kind of like mentally tore up. You know what I mean? Like we don't know what we want to be. Identity crisis is wild.
And
you know that
identity crisis is even.
And
crazy.
I'm not even going to say. I'm going to leave it at this. And with love and offense, because this is not about the gay community.
Right.
This is about the lustful nature that people have. is more in the church than it is in common ground. Why? Because you think you're going to be forgiven for the dumb shit that you do eventually. And I'm going to leave it right there.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. I do like what you said there, and I'm gonna segue right into the first video, well, the only video we have for this week, since we are doing a part 2 from last week's thing, where I do feel like this idea of cherry-picked religion and cherry-picked spirituality is a hindrance from every direction.
Mm-hmm.
Interpret "don't use my name in vain" as don't say "oh my God," and not don't use my name to control and do horrible things to other humans.
Did you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the reason why I wanted to put this video on for this week was basically because I think that spirituality and religion have both been used as weapons.
Absolutely.
You know,
deceitfully on top of that.
Correct. How do we get from "don't use my name in vain" to saying "oh my God" is a wrong thing that'll quote unquote keep you out of heaven, as opposed to not control and maim and destroy and steal? You know, we brought up the LGBTQ community. There's literally, I think, two scriptures throughout the entire Bible that says that community is against God in one way or another, however you interpret those. But they are used against an entire community of people to make them feel less than. And like you said, the identity crisis of it all, because you can't believe in God and be LGBTQ according to the Christians anyway. The Muslims as well, correct?
I'm trying to hold my tongue the best I can and let you speak.
No, go ahead.
I mean, I get what you're saying. So it's weird to me. It's often weird to me how we can go ahead and praise some of these people. Matter of fact, let me rewind, because you said something very interesting about, and I'm going to go back to this video. What's your name?
My name is Kristen.
Your name is Kristen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kristen Rare Sense, right? That's what they call you.
That's what they call me.
Mm-hmm. That's what they call you. Mm-hmm. So let's say I'm in a bad situation, and I'm like, golly, I wish somebody would help me. And here comes Kristen Rare Sense that says, you know what? Not only am I going to help you, but I'm going to give you a little bit of a trick and tool of life that's going to carry you forward. So here's what is going to feed you, but then also that's going to keep you fed.
Mm.
And then I go ahead and say, yo, this John Tish, she just blessed the hell out of me.
Who the fuck is Tish?
Who the fuck is Jesus? Now let's get to the meat of matters here, right?
I wasn't ready.
You wasn't ready for that, huh?
I was not.
Right. That Purim popped you right in the pussy. I'm about to tell you something that's crazy work. You mean to tell me that I can't use a name that you made up and you made sacred that wasn't the name of the person that you hold sacred?
But when you do that, right?
What?
The like you said, the deceptive idea of what's being done when you're doing that, you're purposefully doing that. You know what I'm saying? My name doesn't change because I went to Brazil. My name doesn't change if I'm in France. It doesn't.
Let's go ahead. Go ahead.
No, that was it.
You absolutely right. Go ahead. It doesn't change when you're in Russia.
Right. Brian said because religion is personal, It can literally be whatever you want it to be. There are 45,000 sects of Christianity alone, all different interpretations of the same word.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And here, religion and race are, I think they're close in kin. That's just me. But when we're getting down to the meat of matters here, huh?
Oh, can you repeat that for me, please?
Religion and race are close in kin.
Okay.
Yeah. It depends on whose guy loses the war is whose book is written.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like
History.
the losers are the ones that's been writing the book the entire time because they want to win. What, like it's wild work, right? It's crazy work.
To an extent it is, and then it's not. And this goes back to the question I was asking last week about redemption. There are so many of those paradoxes in and around religion in the manner that he said. Like Christianity is it's spread thin at this point. Like there's only so many ways you can interpret a word to make it fit what you're trying to teach someone. You know what I mean? And the idea of programming, it really is prevalent in my mind in this 1984 type of world that we live in. You know what I mean? So it's like, at what point do we say, okay, toss that book away? What else do we have? And this is where the Jesus lie kind of pisses me off, which is why I keep getting caught up in my words. Because what we have as of now, most commonly known as African spiritualism. Not all of us are African, though. And because they've erased our history, which would have been told properly through what we could trace to the one book that survived, is now lost to where I don't know if I am Tamarican. I don't know if I am African or from the southern Australia, where the indigenous people were dark with blonde hair, or you know what I'm saying? I don't know where my bloodline lies, which is why I understand 23andMe. But go ahead.
Right. I mean, all those ones you can't even donate to them because of who's guiding the premise and what they're trying to capture. You know, there's a certain complex of people that are looking for the code. And
because I love it.
There's a code, and they're looking for it.
Yeah.
They got far removed from the code, and they're trying to get back to that code.
Very
what
much
keeps them sustaining? Because again, and I'm not knocking. There was an interesting population of people, right? And I'll say it this way, who really adopted in the 50s, 60s, and 70s a very harsh Eurocentric way of belief, right? To the point where it was like perms and all that other stuff. That's the era that I'm talking about. So if you don't apply to that era, shut the fuck up. I'm in one of those moods today. I'm medicated. I don't feel good. Shut the fuck up. All right. So if it don't apply to you, that's who I'm talking to. So there's those people that were, in fact, reproducing too and giving life and bad behavior. So that's what we're up against. You know, that's what we deal with on a daily basis. So this is what I've learned, and it's become very contrary.
Still literally says you can't get a job with dreadlocks.
Right. And I can't say God.
Right. It's our parents.
God is a symbol. Let me help y'all. This is something that's going to help your life. You ready? This is coming from your average little Negro over here. If you don't believe me, do your research. God, G-O-D, is a symbol. Okay? Without that word God, you would not have an idea as to say, what is the existence? There has to be a centrifuge and a symbol that allows you to start somewhere. So we say God. That is not the Lord's name in vain. Here's what I've learned. We believe that life and death lie in the power of the tongue, right? No?
I mean, who we French now? We who's
I'm asking you and I. If
okay
you believe that you can curse somebody no more than you can bless them with the same utterance of your mouth.
to an extent.
Okay. What I've learned is that being Hebrew Pentecostal, growing up in my little world of, is that we learned a little bit of Hebrew. And what we learn in Hebrew is that there's not the same alliteration of the alphabet.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to look different, right? And a lot of it's numerical, and a good portion of it is symbolized. But what's missing are the important things that allow us to speak and communicate, called vowels, right?
Right.
So Yahweh, without the vowels, is just breathing, right? So to say the Lord's name in vain, what I've learned to discover is to, number one, there's a couple ways to do it. Number one, to believe that you can create a life other than the life that God puts on this earth, like a Frankenstein.
Okay.
Or you're ushering somebody to take their own life, meaning you're selling the person to put themselves in a position where they cannot put their into effect. You're snuffing them out. That is equivalent to playing God, or thus saying the Lord's name in vain. I am the author and finisher of anybody's fate that exists. And that is what it means. So if I say, oh my God, then be thankful, because I could say, oh my me, and fucking take you the fuck up out of here. But a symbol exists so that I'm reminded that I am not in control of this situation.
Yeah. William won one today.
No, I mean, this is what society is doing.
Right. You're absolutely right.
I look crazy, but this is what society is doing right now.
But it's hard to articulate because it's happening right now, like
real ass time.
I'll never forget, and y'all, I know y'all probably get sick of my little stories and shit. I don't know if I ever told y'all this, but back in like let's say 2010-ish, right? You remember them fucking commercials? The cotton commercials where all the celebrities would come on and sing about cotton. You remember them commercials?
Yeah.
Touch the feel of cotton.
You're old. And the little cotton tree will come out.
Okay. I feel like how we saying the curse to death or the life through the tongue.
Mm-hmm.
I said there needs to be a way for me to never have to see these commercials again. And the next thing I know, streaming services happen. Because the reality of that one commercial, if anything touched my blackness, no, and nobody else was mad. I was livid. Every time the motherfucking commercial came on, I had it with life at that point. Like, you too, Jennifer Hudson, y'all just on here singing about cotton like that shit ain't ruined our lives.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you though. Given what I know about cotton, I would sing about cotton. And you know what I would have? The opposition picking it. Just in my song, I'll be like, just only because it's a life source. Now, a few found out, and a few found out that it was actually a life source, but we knew what it was, and we made it into far greater things. Then, so I'd like y'all to meet the other one, finally. Zen has been deciding to show her little face. This is Zen, y'all.
Aww.
Say hi. Say hi.
Love it.
This is Zen. This is my little baby. This is my what do they call those things? That keep you from
emotional
destroying yeah, there you go. Destroying half of society. That's my emotional support. She's not my memory, obviously, but that's my emotional support cat. So whenever I get excited, she comes around and says, "Hey, are you okay?"
That's exactly.
She's been around.
She'll step on his forehead a little bit and then go.
She'll be like, "Pat, pat." calm yourself down. Pet me and you'll be all right.
Right. And then go. But yeah, no, like I don't understand, I guess, the reliance on the lie. I don't understand how the lie can be blatant in your face. Tell me one church that was giving out baby formula when these niggas was cutting food stamps and these girls couldn't feed their babies. Like,
I believe that. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead. You said
it's hard. It's hard to, again, just like the word nigger, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's hard to take the power back from those that mutilated it. You know, and what I
created it,
mutilated it, because we were always Negroes. We were always of the niggas. We were always that. They just didn't know how to speak.
But the word nigger wasn't a word until they said it. They created
it. Right. They created it and put life into it for whatever mutilation, and they associated it with us, is what I'm saying. We're agreeing that, yeah, right. I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I'm thinking about it. Right. They created it and mutilated it. So we're like, hey, that's not what we are. Let's take that back and put life into it. But then we got to discover what really life is for us. But we put what we had into the word and we took it back. Right.
Right. But what life was for me was taking the word and saying everybody's that. So I was raised on a dictionary. You know me, I'm a word girl.
No, absolutely.
In Brown's dictionary, nigger is ignorant.
Right. Because when it became back to us, they said, oh, no, we get to write the story now. Remember when I was saying that? The loser gets to write the story. They get to hold up the flag. Should they?
The loser gets to write the part of the stories that the winner doesn't care how it's written.
Let me tell you one thing. The winner don't really care.
It do, though.
You would want the winner to care, but they don't.
The winner is the one that changed the Y to a J. The winners do that shit. The losers only get to write the little bits and pieces that will then break the shield of the winner later, because
so
the Romans wrote that shit. The Romans changed that shit. Like, people really don't. Me and you get along because we're one of the few people who will actually go do the history research against what is being said. And no, the Romans, Constantine, the Romans, the Roman Catholic Church is just the Roman Empire situated over the world, and y'all are playing games against spirituality where y'all don't even understand that you're getting stuff back to yourself. I guess in the end, I just want everybody to believe in themselves more, right? Because
I would say have a closer connection, yeah.
Yeah, like once you start getting connected with yourself, you will find yourself connected with everything around you.
Absolutely.
Everywhere, all at once.
And then you realize, like for me, and it changed my life. I would say it was COVID when I really started studying like breathing. Mm-hmm. And it's like it's that word that we don't like to use, iniquity.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I still kind of, struggle with that area in my life. Open and transparent. I have no issue dealing with it.
Right.
It doesn't take much for me to get a person to go from boom and then get them back here. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
However, I don't have that consistent person like me to say, hey, are you breathing?
Right.
You know what I mean? So a lot of times what I first tried to do, and it almost put me in like a codependent style of situation, was I was looking for somebody that I could coach to just in case. However, right. And it wasn't leading me to a great end.
Right.
Essentially.
Right. Mm-hmm.
What I've definitely have learned is that, okay, no more than you're teaching it. Now that you've gone through the trial and the course and the certifications of all these things, and where you can say, okay, this works, this means, this is knowing, you now have to reapply it to yourself the same way. And I, again, this is one of those things where you can just kind of put pieces together, right? You, once you know a thing, you try to break it to fix it, and you try as many ways as you can to break the thing so that it becomes unbreakable. It's a art called kintsugi, and they perfected that art to where that, they break the thing and then they recreate it. And sometimes it could be just a cup, sometimes it could be a shield and a sword, and sometimes it could be the great wall that keeps you from coming in.
Right.
But they purposely break the thing. And what we have become accustomed to living in our lives is not being able to take and balance hurt and pain, right? So the moment, even as adults, we get impacted, we want everybody to feel our impact. Like, we want it dispersed amongst everybody.
Right.
Just like Christians are taught. It's
right.
like a plague. It's like it's infectious. Rather than saying, okay, let's go back to my center. Okay, who was impacted? It was me. Or was I even impacted? Or did I just jump in front of a stray bullet here? And once you get back to those conversations with, like you said, with yourself, it has, and taking that deep breath and just being like, okay, most of the stuff that I'm responding, reacting to, it has nothing to do with me. So when do you stop and say, not you, maybe to the people? Like, when do you stop, or to the audience? Or should I say? I didn't say to the people, to the audience, right? To the folks, when do you stop and take a deep breath, and do you consider truly what your next move is? Do you decide to say, you know what, I trust God, and then you throw yourself in front of God? Or do you actually just take a deep breath and just let that thing be what it is?
That's a hard lesson, and a lot of people don't learn it. I left this particular comment up because I do feel this is a very important statement when we're talking about religion and spirituality. And I agree, Debbie. I agree. God is always with you. I think the difference that we're seeing between religion and spirituality is where God is with you. Is God on the outside of you, or is it on the inside of you? And then how does
who gives you God?
Right. And how does that affect your choices? Do you know what I mean? Right. We was talking earlier about the idea of what was it? Was it living forever? What are we saying? Where it's a moral compass. Like, I wouldn't want to have to be a certain person. My moral compass is not going to allow me to do certain things. However, that would make me somebody who would be cool with being like living forever. But if somebody else has a bad moral compass, I wouldn't want them in control. I wouldn't want them living forever. I wouldn't want, because just that idea of eternal life that's promised in the Bible, to who gets this? You know what I'm saying? Am I going to be able to shoot the fair one when I get to heaven, allegedly, with Eve or Hitler? Or because we all going, right? If everybody can be redeemed,
right?
No, I don't know.
And then you said, no, go. You've already started the segue. Let's talk about redemption.
Yeah.
And I feel like, and I don't like to say that often, but I do. After looking at it again, I believe that a better word for redemption can be used when describing us in our normal scale and our normal life. I'm trying to find the word for it.
Right? Because redemption is strong.
It is. How and here's what makes it interesting is that just because and even when it comes to offense and dare I say disrespect, just because a person is redeemed of the ways of disrespect does not give you full invite back into the space that you disrespected.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So at some point, is it okay for the person who is offended to take a step back and to fairly assert? I'm trying not to use the word, but I will.
Mm-hmm.
Is it okay for them to assess, observe, and rightfully judge that person to the degree that they are or they can be a part of their life again? Like friend, familiar.
No. It's not okay. It's not okay. Because then, okay, so basically it's along the same lines of why I don't like the word pity. Those type of decisions put you in a space where you think you above somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot assess and observe and judge nobody else's walk because I don't know what their experiences shaped them to perceive life to look like.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's where, the Christians will get mad at you for saying only God can judge me, but be the first ones to say it. And it's like, but where does it say that? Because that's the Bible been telling us to judge each other all along. So, okay, but the one scripture of he who's without sin throw the first stone overturned all of that. You see what I'm saying? Like the cherry pick nature of it all.
You go right on the head. I'm gonna go get you. I'm gonna get what you call the cow snot with season. Give me a minute.
All right. So yeah, like y'all, I just don't honestly understand how we get to a space where ancestors is the agreed upon word as opposed to grandparents and great grandparents. Like I do feel as though we are trying so hard. It's the same reason why I don't like the Black Panther movies. I was mad at y'all niggas for that shit. Y'all look crazy glomming onto this fake world of power that they was gonna take away in 2 months. Like y'all look wild to me because y'all don't understand the power structure that you're feeding for is not going to be found in that screen.
Go ahead.
No, it's fine. Revolutions are always televised. That's all I was saying. Like, we got to find a power within and stop searching so hard for what's outside of ourselves.
And that's and I actually was able to hear you. I love these headphones. Oh God,
nice.
But I tend to look for just to try to make sense of certain things that like kind of really resonate. Mm-hmm. I love the fact that I tend to hyper focus, and just to find clarity on something, and I'm just like, all right, this is a little miscued. Now that I'm older, I'm like, I got time. So there was this one thing that says, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but it's the English version. I'm just going to paraphrase it. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities.
It's principalities, Smokey. Mm-hmm.
And what people lack, which is why we're able to say, and people be like, oh, I agree with that. I have a right to bear my emotions, or I'm entitled to my feelings and things of that nature when you don't have principle.
Absolutely.
And my question to you directly is, what do you want to live forever? Not necessarily your embodiment, knowing that it eventually.
No, I want the Bible to live forever. I think that movie, The Book of Eli, is probably one of the only Denzel movies where I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna watch that shit today.
I love that movie. That movie is so staunch.
because if nothing else, that book needs to go forward because
So,
it as much as we don't like to think of because of all of the abuse it opened us up to as children, it
well,
all give
I
us similar moral compass.
and generally speaking, I agree. I'm going to make a macro into a micro, and I want to talk about you.
Okay.
What would you want about your life to live on forever? If you could just assess your life and say that right there, if nothing else, is biblical. This is something that is, what would you want it to be?
My words. I think that's the part of why I wanted a podcast.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I do feel as though I have a point of view that's very rare.
Hmm.
And because of that, I need to do better at making sure that what's being spoken through me is actually being heard.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? What about you? I'll reverse that question. That was a good one.
Um, I would say that I knew and found love,
Mm,
and it didn't take uh lessening myself to really find it. I mean, did I lessen myself? Yeah, and I can go through all the stories.
mm,
But when I learned what love was and loving yourself,
yeah.
like that was the part that I can love anybody, but according to how I feel about myself, honestly, like the less I feel about this myself, the more I want to do for the person so that maybe I can feel better. That's how I used to be,
A lot.
and you, once you really get to know me and kind of see me, my goods, bads, and indifference, you will really see that part of me. Like it's like a vulnerable spot. Like I don't know what it is,
Mm-hmm.
but it comes by way of habitual apology. It comes by way of people pleasing. It comes by way of um envy. And once I was able to, even like the worst of situation, I don't know how the fuck that it kept happening, but when I learned to control the worst of control myself in the worst of situations, I was normally relatively calm when shit was going array. I mean, a couple of times I did go into disaster mode, but relatively calm. Um, what I didn't consistently do was be thankful.
Mm,
And there's a level of love that you have to be thankful in some of the worst of times, man. Because the first thing you want to do when shit gets better, I mean, because it's going to be an ebb and flow. It is what it is. But a lot of times when we get to that mountaintop, we hate what we've been through.
I can see that. Yeah.
Like I'm guilty. This
Mm,
is coming from a person that lacked a lot of love for themselves. But it wasn't until I was like, you know what? I'm thankful for that journey. I'm thankful for the opportunity to have learned something. And that may be just my way of learning.
yeah.
I'm thankful that even it may have been a financially hard time, right? But I'm thankful that I never starved. Every
Mm,
day, somehow, there was food in the refrigerator. God knows, 'cause I don't like grocery shopping either.
right.
I was always thankful that I had running water. I was always thankful that somehow my credit score never really took a hard hit. I learned to find a something to be thankful for.
Mm-hmm.
And that kept me from succumbing to depression.
Mm,
And had I not learned to love myself a little bit, I probably wouldn't be on this show. I don't know what I would be, but
right.
I had to start small. Like I like that little scar on your forehead, William. That's something that builds character. William, I like your widow's peak.
Uh,
Like William, you aren't what you've been beaten with and what I mean projected on. And I had to learn to love myself again. And when I learned to love myself, I think that it really helped to love people appropriately,
facts.
unconditionally. I can be angry with you, done with you, cut you, and the last love that I have for you is to distance myself from you and call you what you are. Not and they mean you notice I don't call people bitches. I don't like that. I don't call I'll say it. I don't like calling people that though. I'll be like, bitch. It's just a thing. I like the word bitch, but I don't like calling people that. Like, you know how people say
Oh,
curse words? Like, I don't think that fuck, bitch. I don't think that's like it's profanity,
mm,
but it's not cuss words. Calling somebody stupid,
hey, boo.
calling somebody mangy, calling somebody like beneath you, like that's cursing somebody. Like you'll never be anything. Like you're ugly. You're like your generations are like that's curse. That I don't. I can say
I
fuck off.
cuss and I curse though, because I will all y'all motherfucking houses out here. And
Wow.
yeah,
Now I know the power of that shit, so I'll just be like, that's why I'm like I don't do that.
I'll cuss and I'll curse. Don't do that. But
You know what? Damn it, that was so quick. William, come back. Where'd he
where'd
go?
it go? Hey, beautiful.
I'm in love. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm just trying to figure this whole thing out because it's so complex. I don't know. It's a lot.
Well, it is a lot. A lot of back and forth, up and down, in betweens, hidden agendas. It's a lot. I agree to that.
Very much. And it sucks because it's like, you know me. I need it to make sense. And I'm tired of playing this piece by piece puzzle. You
Right.
know what I mean? Like it's weird. It's
I'm
weird.
also tired of trusting what I can't, it's not tangible enough for me to hear, feel, any. Just take your word for it. I can't do that in my normal daily life. So trying to make it an okay all the time thing is it's a lot.
This
It's
is
way
why
past trust issues. It's just the reality of things.
because that
That is something that I want to really talk about is trust, and then you think that that's the highest natural form of bonding we can do to another human.
um
I think that that's something that carries on for that's wealth, trust.
hmm. Okay. So no, I think it's second.
Hmm.
I
What's
think
first?
compassion.
Hmm.
Compassion is the highest form of bond between two humans. But trust is right there. Trust is right there in my mind. It's
Hmm.
yeah.
For those of you that decide to tune in later or tuning in now, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. What
Yeah.
do y'all think? Compassion, trust. I I'll yield to that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's just the human experience is really all about looking at everybody like you want to be treated. Like you don't want to do nothing to nobody else or nothing else that you don't want done to you. You know, and so compassion is that form of connection that doesn't even need intimacy.
I do believe that, and this is my style of people. I always tell people like there's a spark of madness that I just relate to and I just love and identify with, and it lets me know that you've been through something to talk about.
Mm,
You know what I mean? Like so I may have I would rather talk and readjust how I'm talking to somebody
hmm.
than I would want to spend my life trying to find pieces to identify with them. I don't like that's I partly why my dating habits were the way they are, but I prefer to sit down and say, you know what? A person that has some calluses, I fucks with that person. Like calluses to me are like booty cheeks. Not the hard calluses that you know they not hey, that when that them nubs when you get your hair braided. I ain't gonna say the people, but you know them nubs when they get their hair braided and
Not
them John. You ever shake the hand afterwards? You feel like that motherfucker broke your shit. I don't need hands like that. I'm a little bit of cows to let me know that you got something to talk about.
a mess.
It's like beauty. It's like booty
I
shits.
know.
I mean, I feel you. I guess you
It
got.
lets me know you know something.
I think it's weird to me how split things have become too. Like anybody who's on a spiritual journey gets called a witch. Anybody who's on a Christian journey gets called an idiot. And there's still no real definition of what either one of those journeys is supposed to look like for anybody at any given time.
Man,
So we're gonna go through shit. And I think those calluses, you gotta find the right calluses. If she got zombie calluses or trigger finger calluses, like you gotta find right.
right. That's what I'm saying. Like those good ones. Like I be looking. It's the
The
good
good
ones, man.
ones.
But then, like, and again, there was a point in time where I'll just be like, I over-identify with some shit, and I forget that they probably still in that shit, and some of them they not quite calluses yet. They got blisters.
Man, listen. And the trauma bond of it all begins.
And the trauma bond.
There it is.
And the trauma. So okay, since we're here, is religion a trauma bond? Is it a match?
Absolutely. Is literally religion.
This word.
Don't start.
Don't
Sorry,
start
y'all.
Not this word. Not that one. Don't.
Because they them is crazy work, and we're not even going to discuss they stole the rainbow. So you know what?
Oh,
See,
It's a fucking trauma bond. Like it's something that was
First of all-
open that got sewn shut badly.
very badly.
it's written into the lingo, that suffer with me, reign with me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I didn't ask for that. I'm tired, Lord.
So who much is given, much is required.
That's
I'm
Spider
gonna go
Man.
down a rabbit hole because my recitation abilities are disgusting.
I know.
Good God.
Dear God,
Like literally, it's like
it's me.
It's me.
like
Oh,
religion was described to me as dropping a bomb, right? And incinerating everybody.
Mm.
And then those that remain are finding out who's left and why they're mad.
Mhm.
That's religion.
Sheesh.
If you
Okay.
sum it up if you want. You tell me any other story, if you guys follow it as such, I don't, but that has a genesis and a revelation that relives itself over and over and over again. A book of insanity is something you live your life on.
The Book of Insanity is crazy.
And it doesn't mean that it's wrong, but if you pay attention, there's a beginning and an end that leads to a beginning to an end.
It's 2012 all over again, and I understand. Like, I
And
understand.
inside it's like
I
there's a way
realized
to
that Genesis operates all the way to Revelation, but it in no way chronologically is in order from Genesis to
you
Revelation.
heard I want this on the record. I did say for those of y'all that read from front to back, I don't give you a little hint
If
inside
you
out.
are new to reading that book, you should start in
Inside out.
start in the Psalms. If you're gonna start somewhere.
Inside out. Just trying to help y'all. Inside out. But anyway, to your point, there's a beginning and an end that says, in the end, it says, now watch this. I'm going to take you back because I just blew everything up and I just incinerated everything. So in the end, there's nothing left. And then if you look back in the beginning, if you just watch the book again, it'll be a whole nother story if you just read it all over. It's like in the beginning, because y'all didn't fuck this shit up again, and I had to come down and literally invert this shit and decimate y'all because you're a bad program.
No, but see, this is where it falls down. This is the redemption shit again. Because he knew all of this shit was gonna happen before he made anything.
Right.
So what are we talking?
My question, and here's my thing as a parent.
Yeah.
No, and just consider it as a parent, right?
Mhm.
I don't care to some degree. See, that's my daddiness in me. But what my children do, my children are always welcome in my home.
Mm-hmm.
They are welcome. They will always feel safe. They'll feel secure, but they will not be idle. But they'll feel safe and they'll feel secure. They'll feel healed. They'll feel at peace. Like that's what I had to learn, right?
Okay.
Had I not learned that, God knows I'd be in a place of hell, in a place of wrath, and I would not be able to have certain conversations. But at some point, knowing that I had issues going on in my life, had to stop excusing the issues.
Right.
Had you met me in that time, I guarantee you wouldn't have this podcast. I'm trying to tell you.
I believe you.
So who you met?
You tell me who
Mhm.
you are. I believe you. Like
So who you met is just like it's a redeemed person that no one person redeemed me. And let me be very clear about that. I had to at some point look in the mirror and I like, okay, under this shit, under this dirt, under this funk, hair, there is somebody that I liked. Where did that person go? And I had to discover that person for me. And I had to clean that shit up. And am I still cleaning? Yeah.
But you give God the glory on that, right?
All.
Okay. I know that's right, Mom. But God.
So here's why I say all is because at some point, if I gave myself the glory, I would have probably excused it another time. You know what I mean? Like at some point, like it, what I do know is that what led me to look in the mirror, it was a painful moment. And it was brought to me in a very painful way because the good way wasn't getting me to look in the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
So it had to be painful, but I didn't feel at that point of pain, like that was probably the best that I felt because I was thankful I could feel something. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I was numb as hell, like, but I could feel something. So I was like, okay, now let's discover more. So something led me to just take a look, and I'm not going to say it was me because I cut my hair all the time, and somehow I ignored what was hurting.
Right.
So for the record, Joe, I've been cutting my own hair since I was 12 years old. I cut my hair and I see my face all the time. And I never stopped to say, hey, are you like never checked in? Didn't know how far gone I was. You know what I mean? Like it was bad.
Yeah, we've all had those moments, I'm sure.
You know, but at some point you start to ask yourself those questions, and like you say, like you're you know, however in your human years, but you're still a child in certain years. You know, like I identify with that. I resonate with it. Because at that point, that was when it was like, oh shit, this is my air. Like that's when it was like, oh,
I think
these are my thoughts.
Somebody if they don't have no air around them. Like there are people who really are so withdrawn into self that you can't. It's like a black hole. You know what I mean? Like it just you get sucked away, and it's hard because where you would say 50-50, like I listened to you say I did and I had to and I did and I had to, but then you give it all to God, which is dope. I'm 50 because I did that shit, and I gotta be proud that I actually did it. I wake up every day proud that I survived every day before that day.
Yeah.
And I thank God for the blessing of that day, and I move in that spirit. You know what I mean? Like, but I don't like it when people decide that they don't have any autonomy over the fact that they're making real changes for the better for themselves.
I
I'm
agree.
listening. And
I have
that's where for me. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Lovey. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say in a conversation I recently had with mommy, about just that, as we were talking about gifts and talents and how they work. And she was like, "Yeah, that's God." And I was like, "Yes, but it is in me.
Mm-hmm.
And it is up to me to wield it the right way." And what I'm saying is, it was already there because it obviously comes without repentance. It's written. I had it whether I did it or not. It's in there. And what I first learned, because no one taught it to me, and how I'm supposed to wield it or wielding it for good in general, I was in such a place of pain that I wielded it for evil, for my own gain, what I wanted. And if it crossed me the wrong way after all the compassion that I so willfully easily give, then you deserved it. And so here it is. And I
Hmm.
reflected it back. And however that worked, it was whatever. Right up until consequences, some repercussions, and some, damn, that was really like, why did we do that? Why did we let it get to that place? And I don't want to be that again. I don't want to do that again. Like, how do I be better? And that discovery at the end of this whole thing, it may have been a gift that God, creation, whoever, universe gave me, right? But it is in me and I'm who is wielding it. I didn't step back and as it stepped forward and it didn't operate outside of my own mouth, volition, spirit, and power. That isn't what happened. Did it grow? Yes. Did it go to a place that at some point I was like, oh my God, it's like I'm out of control, but I'm willfully doing this? Yes. But is it in me? And did I wield it? Absolutely. And whether or not I received instruction, because I do. Sometimes I hear it and it's in the air. I hear it and I'm like, oh, agreed. Let's do that.
Right.
It is still my choice to wield it in that direction or step back and be like, oh, well, if it hits the floor, it hits the floor.
Mm-hmm.
And where you're saying, I 100% agree. I would never say, oh, um, and okay, I hear where you're coming from. What I'm saying is 100% the creator is me giving it all, like all that shit. You know what? Take it all. That's what I mean. What I say, like,
Take
okay,
prayer.
you led me here. This is what's hurting. Then take it all.
Okay, take it
And
with
go ahead.
In that respect, casting your cares is what you're supposed to do. All of them.
Right.
Because
And that was where for me, that's where the thing came from. Or the not the thing, the theme. And what I'm saying to you is that again, my life, for those that probably kind of knew me and they thought my life was fine. Like they thought everything was great. I had a great income, I had a great network, great communication, but I was dying. Literally was dying for so many different reasons. You know what I mean? But I knew that I could not look in that mirror. It was something I avoided. Like I've just kind of trained myself to avoid when I was a kid. Just
hmm,
never looked in mirrors. Now, I don't know how it happened, but I just could just kind of see right through myself in that regard. But
because you're cutting your
at
hair
some
all
point,
the time. So I'm lost. How you
it was such a God-given magic trick.
oh
Like
mm,
it's you
okay.
know,
Yeah,
it's
'cause I'm just like, wait a minute.
yeah, it's crazy. But it wasn't, it was I was literally in a basement and I don't even know how I ended up in the basement. I was in somebody's basement where their plumbing was leaking on my face.
Oh God.
uh-uh.
I swear to God, I don't even know how I got there. And I was great. I had a home, 4 bedroom, 2.5 bathroom in West Country Hockin, minding my business.
Yeah.
And I ended up, I don't know what happened, but
Mm.
what I do know is at some point, and I was still operating as normal. I would get up, get in the shower, wash everything off, look like nothing was wrong. And literally, I was like, all right, I don't want to die, but if I did, I wouldn't be mad.
Mm,
You know what I mean? Like, I was kind of like gambling a little bit.
right.
Like, I don't want to feel it if it happens, but if it does, then damn it, my bags is packed. You know what I mean? I'm not going to. It was a weird little juncture that happened, but it was just one moment. It was just, you just look and you see, and you don't call yourself, because again, this is the wraparound, because you are a god from within. You don't call yourself, if you believe that, anything demoralizing. You just acknowledge the fact, nigga, like you look like a leper. You got wounds all over you. Like, I don't see, and I gotta discover the beauty in what I see right now. But if that never happened, I'd have hella more wounds.
But see, that's we're wounding ourselves. Every wound that you receive, you gave.
Sure,
You know what I'm saying?
absolutely.
That's where it falls down for me when it comes to like when people say they believe in religion as opposed to just believing in God or believing in what the Bible says, etc.
Mhm.
Like they don't look at
What
things from all sides.
Here's where I have a difficulty with the
Sure.
separation of two things. Which part is to whom much is given, much is required, and which part is what you sow, you will reap?
Hmm.
That line seems to be very
So
slippery, and like, where did those two things separate?
They don't.
uh,
In my mind.
I think at some point you have to deal with the lame people. They're real too.
I mean, it's natural selection though. Even
Like,
like it's lame will they get the eating first. Like the lames is cool. They leave them alone. They let them
no,
be
I'm not talking about the lame as in like the cornballs, but I'm talking about the ones
mentally lame.
that don't move. That are
All those who
zombies.
lay by the wayside, the sheep.
Yeah, like
Mhm.
the zombie style ones too. You got to add them all in there.
Well,
Like there's a separation. And while journeying, some people get stuck there. They not always burnt like born there. They just kind of, they get stuck, and they get comfortable with familiarity with
yeah,
miserable motherfucking
complacency.
people.
Agreed.
Oh my God, the misery is so.
Uh,
Is the misery based? Where is the misery based? The lack of any
But
real.
between what Lovey just said,
Because I'm so sick of this. Uh,
them miserable motherfuckers.
it's like
I mean, in between those places is also the person who can't let go of the pain because that's all that's holding them up. That's their validation for all of their missteps and all of their shortcomings and all of their regression and all of their fuck ups.
S-
hmm,
Keep going. So in that space, what would you define that space as if you could use it in one word?
Purgatory.
What would you say?
that was the perfect word, actually. Like, yeah, limbo.
Hell and purgatory, isn't it?
I was thinking
So for
limbo. So
me,
yeah, we all.
so thank you. So for me, this is why I'm not gonna really. I don't have any feelings or one way, shape, or form about religion, but I realize that hell is here.
Oh yeah, that's what the
He-
devil looks
like,
at. Like,
that's one thing that I recognized very early, that hell is here,
yeah,
and where I exist in is here. Purgatory, there's from when I was able to wake up, I had a choice. Like y'all said, I could keep going in a relapse and relive all the suffering that I had tormented people, and probably end up with dementia and schizophrenia, with amount of oh shit, with the amount of people that I actually, y'all saw that, with the amount of people that I've actually offended and disrespected and may have killed. I have no idea, with the amount of people I've talked off a
Mm.
cliff. I have no idea how many people I've kicked off of that damn cliff. I have no idea.
And you never will.
And I never will. But there are people who think about that over and over again. I hurt people. I hurt people. I can never forgive myself. And they create their life on that.
Right. They create that stagnation
I
point and
don't
they
live in
sit in
that
it.
life.
It's
So
one
there's
thing to sit in and
people.
reflect so that you can grow and turn it loose. And it is
I,
another thing to sit in it and stay there.
right. And to your point, what my apology was, and I tend to say, and this is like a habit, like no more than people say like a lot or a lot or literally a lot when they mean figuratively.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's something that's just kind of being curbed, especially when I get a little nervous. You see him?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so and then you deal with like customer service jobs, and that's all they empathize and say, "Oh, say sorry, bitch. I'm not sorry because I ain't got shit to do with this." So it's just vernacular. It's not that I really mean it. Like if I apologize, I will apologize. But if I'm sorry, it's just vernacular. I don't mean it. Now there's your little clue bomb about me.
No, I literally just told one of the twins to when every time she feels like she needs to say I'm sorry, say I apologize. So she has to say what it's for. And if she can't figure out what it's for, she doesn't need to say I'm sorry.
Like
I literally just told her that yesterday.
Yeah, you need to attach it to something because for real, that was the difficulty I was having at work with the apologies and how I phrase it. And
Mm-hmm.
so I started saying things like, oh no, is that what happened? Well, let me get to the bottom of it and see if I can't help you rectify it. I hate to hear when horrible things happen. Now, this, I'm sorry, I apologize. Oh, I can't believe that, because it's not even real. And when I say it, you can hear how disingenuous it is.
right.
Like, like you, I'm
If
as
y'all
fake as
if y'all heard
ever.
my fucking customer service voice, I promise you,
Listen,
I am so
my
sorry.
whisper game
Like
is strong, but that right there, even that I can't really pretend because the base of me doesn't want to lie. Like
Mm-hmm.
as soon as it starts to get too close to that, I'm like, because I'm,
so
nope.
so to
Mm.
to the point and to the meat of nature, because I think that I kind of rambled a moment, and I apologize.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about the creator, we talk about self, and I think that with all that given, we kind of have we have an agreement that there's a supreme source, and then there's us. We have our choices based on generations of examples that were given, and maybe we bumped our head enough to say, hey, you know what I mean? Like, maybe, if nothing else, get a helmet. Um, I asked, right? Did you get it? It was levels of that motherfucker. Lovey, I asked Kristen this question: if you could leave something like lifelong for you, like a part of you, lifelong, not your like body form, what would you leave?
I imagine that would come down to the essence of me if I'm gonna leave something, and that is freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
If you're gonna breathe, breathe. And if you're not, don't. And if it's gonna be, it is. And what's not yours is not.
Hmm.
Freedom. Let it go. Turn it loose. Don't hold it. It's a waste. Walk. You might as well just keep walking. The moment that you stop, that's where we error. As soon as you stop. If you're not stopping to smell the rose because you've been moving too fast, when you stop, something's catching up to you. Something's weighing you. Something's gonna attach to you. Just walk. There's no sense in dwelling. You can't turn around and run back and go get it. It's not gonna fix it to continue to rehash. So freedom, breathe, move, walk, proceed. If
Hmm.
and that is the essence of me. Freedom.
And y'all, that's been Chestnut Checkers. It's been a wonderful.
That was fucking amazingly done at 8:59 p.m.
Yeah, that was fire. Thank y'all for tuning in to another wonderful episode of Chestnut Checkers. Wednesday nights. We love y'all so much. We are all going to go and get some rest.
We gotta play our song.
10 steps ahead or watch time fly. It's
This is my
just
shit.
nine checkers, every move's a test. Strategy and patience bring out your best. No quick flips, no